This is Soumya Santosh, a CMA finalist, and from today's onward we are going to start our CA final, CMA final, direct taxation classes. So let's go for our today's topic. Today's topic is international taxation. Now there comes a question that why did I choose this topic? Let me explain you. In December 2023, as per syllabus 2016, we have on approximately 40 marks came from this chapter. And of course, as per syllabus 2022, we have on an approximately 35 marks which came from this chapter. And what about June 2023? Again 40 marks as per syllabus 2016. So which means from international taxation, we are getting the weightage marks on an approximately 30 to 40, which is no less, darling, which is no less. So I think we should definitely go for this topic first, right? Because they are very much easy to understand and even securing. Okay, so let's jump into the topic. Hope you are aware of transfer pricing. What is transfer pricing? I'll let you know, but not in this video. I'm going for international transaction now. Okay, do you know what is international transaction? The charging section is 92 as per section 92B, right? International transaction is transaction between two or more associate enterprise where either one or both are non-resident. Let me write. International transaction is between, right, two or more associate enterprise. Is it clear? And either one or both are non-resident. Is it clear, everybody? Let's go for the definition. Definition says that international transaction means the transaction between two or more associate enterprise. Is it clear? And either one or both are non-resident. Right? Definition contains three words. Now we have to understand this word. Number one, transaction. Number two, associate enterprise. And third, non-resident. Do you know what is non-resident? I think we all know, the outsider. So this means this is outsider, right? Where we are doing the transaction with the outsider who is not in the India, who is staying out of the India, who is not in the India, right? So which means I guess one party should be in India and the other should be outside India, which means the other one is non-resident. Is it clear? I'll let you know why I'm telling this, and you'll get to know why I'm focusing on these words. I'll ask you later. Okay, so is it clear, everybody? Non-resident is a person who is living outside the India. Is it clear? Yes. Now there comes a term transaction. What is transaction? What is associate enterprise? We have to know about them more. Before going to transaction, associate enterprise, I am giving you examples so that you could get more clearer version of international transaction. Now, you have to identify whether the transaction is international transaction or not. Number first case, the transaction is between resident. Second, a non-resident. Is it international transaction? Yes, this is international transaction. Why so? Because one party, both are, for example, these are not associate enterprise. Please remember, they are associate enterprise, right? Because right now you don't know what is the definition of associate enterprise, and these people are falling in the conditions of associate enterprise. Is it clear, everybody? So let us assume that the transaction between these transactions are between associate enterprise. Okay. Now case A says that the transaction is between resident and second party is non-resident. Yes, this is associate enterprise because there is a two condition which is to be fulfilled. First is associate enterprise. Yes, it is fulfilled, and second, the one of the party should be non-resident, right? So the two conditions are fulfilled. What about the case B? One party is non-resident And the second party is again non-resident. Is it international transaction, guys? Yes, it is also international transaction, because first thing, law specifies that either one or both should be non-resident. Okay, which means the both of the condition are fulfilled. First should be resident, second should be either one or both should be non-resident. Okay, so transaction between non-resident and non-resident is also transaction. Which transaction? International transaction. Okay, now case C, transaction between resident and resident. Here comes the question mark, which means, is it so? Is it an international transaction? No, this is not the international transaction. This, you have to follow both the condition, which means the transaction should be between the associate enterprise. Yes, and second condition is that one of the parties should be non-resident, right? And here both the parties are resident, which means this is not international transaction. Very good, you guys are awesome. Okay, but here's an exceptional, because exceptional do exist everywhere now. So here comes exceptional, which is specified domestic transaction. Actually, in some specified domestic transaction, international transaction do apply. This is one of the exception, and I'll let you know though means which transaction are those. Okay, I'll tell you everything. So please don't get confused, don't get stressed. Now again, let's go to the main topic. So we have to know about transaction, international transaction. There are three words which I defined in the definition. There were three terms used, which is first transaction, second associate enterprise, and third non-resident. Now I know the meaning of non-resident. I'm not going into the depth of non-resident now. Okay? So let's go for transaction. What is transaction? Transaction, are you aware of transaction? I think so, because we are GST students, right? And we know a bit about GST well. Okay, transaction means purchase, sale, lending, borrowing, and provision of service, and cost, allocation of cost. Now purchase, sale, lending, borrowing, we know well. What is these? Okay, what are these? We know very well. But what about the provision of service? Let's go for provision of service. A provision of service is a type of business agreement, okay, by one party provide a service to another return of money, which means one party is providing service in return of consideration. Remember GST, huh? Remember GST, consideration could be in any form, remember, right? Okay, so is this point clear, guys? So provision of service is also one of the transaction. And what about allocation of cost? Let's go for the definition of allocation of cost. Cost allocation is the process of identifying, okay, assigning cost to the activities, people, project, or any other cost object. They actually directly impact on profit and asset. Is it clear? Let me give an example. Okay, for example, any of product is manufactured. Let's take like bike. Okay, manufacturing department is doing their job, service department is doing their job. Okay, let's also take advertisement department, which comes in service and all. Okay, so there are various different department. Each work is assigned to each department. So the cost which is incurred by those specific department is to be allocated on the basis of costing. Is it clear, everybody? So we have approximately six things which do cover in transaction. Say it louder. Purchase, sale, lending, borrowing, and provision of service, and one more, jaldi, allocation of cost. Is it clear, everybody? So these are transaction. Let's again go for the international transaction definition. Definition again says we have completed the definition of transaction. Is it? Yes. Second, non-resident. Yeah, I get now I get to know that what is non-resident. Now I get to know what is transaction. But now the main thing comes, what is associate enterprise? Associate enterprise. Associate enterprise as per section 92A. We'll let know this word. And arm length price. The computation of transfer price is done under arm length price, right? What is transfer pricing? Okay, it's okay, we'll let know everything. As per 92C, the computation of international transaction is done in arm length price under different method. Okay, now here comes the topic, associate enterprise. Let's go for associate enterprise. There are few conditions which is to be satisfied. If any of them are satisfied, then the relationship between those party would be termed as associate enterprise. Let's go for it. Number first, I'm giving the example of direct shareholding. If one enterprise is holding 26% or more of voting power of equity shareholding at any time during previous year of another company, okay, then this would be associate enterprise. Again, let's make it clearer with the help of example. Let's go for it. Now, A Limited, this is A Limited, okay, and B Limited. In law, there is 26%. I have taken here 28%, okay. A Limited is holding 28% of voting power of equity shareholding at any time during previous year. Here A Limited is holding 28% of voting power of B Limited. So the relationship between them, are they associate enterprise? Yes, because they are holding 28%. They are holding more than 26 or more, right, which is 28%, which means they are having a secret affair and they are in affair of associate enterprise. They would be known as, the relationship between them would be known as associate enterprise. Is it clear, everybody? Let's go for another example. Here is X Limited, right? This is same case, but I'm taking the example of indirect shareholding. First one was of direct shareholding. Okay, here X Limited, Y Limited. X Limited is holding 75% shareholding of Y Limited. Is there any relationship between them? Yes, they are associate enterprise. Is it clearer? Yes, because they are holding, X Limited is holding more than 26% of equity shareholding of Y, right? Next, Y Limited and Z Limited is holding at least, Y Limited is holding 45% of equity share of Z Limited. Is there any relationship between Y and Z? Yes, Y and Z Limited are also associate enterprise. X and Y are associate enterprise. Y and Z are also associate enterprise. Is it clear, everybody? So what about X and Z? Are they also having an affair? Are they having any secret affair? Yes. Here X is directly having an affair with Y and Y is directly having an affair with Z. But secretly X and Z are also indirectly, not directly, indirectly holding an affair. Okay, and that is, the affair is associate enterprise. But how? Take out your calculator, guys. X is holding 75% of equity share of Y Limited. Is it clear? And Y is holding 45% of equity share, right, of Z. So let's take out calculator, and 75 into 45, equity shareholder of X was 75 and of Y was of 45. So we'll get 33.75. Is it more than 26% of equity shareholding, guys? Tell me, yes. Actually, indirectly, X and Y are having a secret affair and they are associate enterprise. Okay, is it clearer? Shall we move to the next part? Let's go for the next condition. Condition, now there is also indirect holding example, that M Limited is having 35%, is holding 35% of equity shareholding of X Limited, right? They both are associate enterprise. Is it clear? right? M Limited again hold 45% of equity shareholding of Y Limited. Are they also associate enterprise? Yes, they are also associate enterprise. So what about X and Z? When M is associate enterprise with X and M is also associate enterprise with Y. So what about them? They are also having some affair? Yes, they are also secretly having an affair. Okay, so they are known as associate enterprise. There will be a relationship of associate enterprise. Is it clear, everybody? Yes. Let's go for the next condition. So I've explained you the condition of direct shareholding and second indirect shareholding. Hope that was clear. Okay. Now, what if the next condition says that if one enterprise is appointing more than half of board of director of another enterprise, right? One enterprise is appointing more than half. Please focus on the words. I say more than half of board of director. Okay, is it clear, everybody? When one enterprise is appointing more than half a board of director of another enterprise, then the relationship would again called associate enterprise. The parties would be named as associate enterprise. Let's go for the formal words, right? Okay. Or one enterprise appoint one executive director of another enterprise. In this case also they will be known as associate enterprise. Again, let's go for the example. Okay. For example, X Limited have appointed, there are 8 board of director, director in Y Limited, and X Limited appoint 4 directors of Y Limited. X Limited appointed 5 directors, right? 4 directors. This is first case and this is second case. What about what I said? We have to appoint more than half of director. So tell me, in first case, is this the condition is fulfilling associate enterprise? Are they falling in one of the condition of associate enterprise? No, because what I said was one enterprise should appoint more than half of board of director. 4 is not more than half of director, right? More than half of director would be 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So one enterprise have to appoint more than half of director of another enterprise. Then only the condition would be fulfilled. Okay, then only they will know known as associate enterprise. Hope so this point was also clear to you. Now let's move to the another condition. This here comes about the indirect holding. Let's look. A Limited. If A Limited appoints more than half of board of director of X Limited, again A Limited appointed more than half board of director of Y Limited. So tell me whether X and Y are associate enterprise or not. Yes, they are also associate enterprise, right? Hope this is also clearer to you. Now comes the fifth condition, which says that one enterprise, okay, one enterprise have given loan advances to another enterprise, and the loan amount given by that first party is more than 51% of book value. 51% of book value of total asset. Okay, let's go for the definition first, then we'll move to the example. Okay, here one enterprise is giving loan to the another enterprise and the loan amount is more than 51% of book value of the total asset. Is it clear, everybody? Now X Limited have given loan to Y Limited. It is clear. Hope this one is clear, right? Now the loan amount given should be more than 51% of book value of total asset. Okay, then only the relationship called is known as associate enterprise. Is it clear, everybody? Let's go for the next case. Here earlier I was talking about the loan given by one enterprise, right? In this case, in next condition, one enterprise is giving guarantee. Okay, earlier the enterprise was giving loan. Here the enterprise is giving the guarantee. Here comes that one enterprise taking loan and other enterprise giving guarantee. The guarantee is more than 10% of more of total borrowing. Let me explain you through the example, right? Here is Hero Limited and here is Honda Limited. Honda Limited have taken loan from outsider. Let's take X from Mr. X or X Limited. Let's go for X Limited. Okay. Honda Limited have taken loan from X Limited. Okay. Now, when we take loan, we want a guarantor. What if Honda Limited is unable to pay the interest amount or the installment dues? What if, right? In that case, X Limited will go and ask whom? Hero Limited. Is it clear, everybody? So in this case, Honda Limited have taken loan from outsider. This part is cleared, right? And Hero Limited have given the guarantee. Is it again clear? Yes, it is clear. But the guarantee, if one person is giving guarantee to another person, is it the meaning that they should fall under the definition of associate enterprise? I don't think so. There is one condition, and the condition says that the guarantee should be 10% or more of total borrowing. 10%, more than 10%, right? More than 10% of total borrowing, or there is no or, more than 10% of total borrowing, right? So let me read it again for you. The definition, the condition says that the one enterprise taking loan and the other enterprise giving guarantees. Is it clear? Yes. The guarantee is more than 10% or more of total borrowing. Is it clear? When the guarantee is more than 10% or more of total borrowing, 10% or more of total borrowing, in that case, they would be associate enterprise, right? In earlier case, what was that? One enterprise was giving loan, and the loan amount was more than 51% of, say it with me, book value of total asset. Okay. And in second case, one enterprise was giving guarantee. Guarantee amount was more than 10% of total borrowing. Okay. Okay, let's go for the next part. Next condition says that if one enterprise business is totally, fully, wholly depend upon the other enterprise know-how, copyright, patent. What? Know-how, copyright and patent. Then the relationship between them would be associate enterprise. Let's go for the condition. One enterprise business is totally, fully depend on other enterprise. For example, know-how, patent, copyright. Is it clear? But the condition is that the business is totally, fully depend on these things. Okay, otherwise they would not be. For example, 50% of business is depend upon other enterprise copyright business, then in that case the relationship would not be of associate enterprise. For associate enterprise, which says that the relationship between them would only be associate enterprise when the business of one enterprise is totally depend on the other enterprise patent, copyright and comment below. ठीक, चलो. So we are going for the next condition. Now the next condition says that one enterprise is engaged in manufacturing and material supplied by other enterprise is 90% or more than 90% of raw material, which means Alpha Limited, let's take, he is a manufacturer, he is up to manufacturing the goods, he is a manufacturer. Oh, spelling mistake, sorry, it's okay. So he is a manufacturer, guys. Okay, now Beta Limited is supplying material to whom? Alpha Limited. Okay, so do you think in a usual way when somebody is supplying material to some X or Y, there would be a relationship between them. I mean, they would be termed as associate enterprise. Well, I don't think so. There is also one condition which says that the enterprise influence the price. They are talking about whom? They are talking about the buyer. We know the seller are having the right to influence the price to determine the price of product. But if that power is given to buyer, in that case, if the power is given to buyer, which means the power is in the hand of Alpha Limited, in this case their relationship would be of associate enterprise. Is it clear, everybody? Let me read it again for you. One enterprise, which is Alpha Limited, is manufacturing, engaging in manufacturing activity, yeah, and material supplied by other. This here, the material supplied by Beta Limited, okay, is 90% or more. He is supplying 90% of raw material to whom? To Alpha Limited. Beta Limited is actually a material supplier, and he is at least supplying 90% or more of raw material to Alpha Limited. Okay, and this is one of the condition. And second condition is that the ultimate power, what power to determine the price, is in hand of Alpha Limited, which means buyer is having the influencing power to determine the price. In this case, what? They would be associate enterprise. Is it clear? Is there any relationship between? No. Let me go for the next condition, then I'll ask you. Now, ninth condition says that one enterprise is a manufacturer, manufacturing the goods and selling it to another enterprise. Here, buyer is influencing the price. Again, same thing. But first condition is not there. Okay? One Allu Arjun is there. Allu Arjun. There are two enterprise. First is Allu Limited and second is Arjun Limited. Is it clear, everybody? Allu Limited is a good manufacturer. He is a good manufacturer, and Arjun Limited is a buyer, right? So he is selling. Allu Limited is selling to Arjun, right? He is selling something to Arjun Limited. Okay, but what do the buyer have the right to determine the price? No. In usual term, when we go to shop and we ask shopkeeper to reduce the price, sir, can you please, you go and request the shopkeeper, sir, please can you reduce the price by 5 rupees? Then do you think that the shopkeeper is going to spare you? The shopkeeper is not going to spare you. He is going to he'll simply say, okay, by next time you just give me the remaining amount, right? Nobody is going to spare you, and nothing comes easy, dear. Nothing comes easy. We have to pay for everything, every single thing, right? Keep this in mind. Okay, let's get into the example again. Allu Limited is a good manufacturer. Is it clear? Yes. Arjun Limited is a buyer. Is it clear? Yes. Now Allu sold goods to Arjun Limited. Is it clear? Yes. But here buyer Arjun Limited is having the power to determine the price. Now do you think that they are associate enterprise? Yes. The Arjun Limited, so the relationship between them would be of associate enterprise. Is it clear, everybody? Because the buyer is ultimately having the power to determine the price of product, right? Price of the goods manufactured by this Allu Limited. Again, let me read it for you. The condition says that one enterprise is manufacturing the goods and selling it to the another enterprise. Okay, here the buyer is influencing the price, which means determining the price. So if any of the person is determining price, in that case there would be a relationship called associate enterprise. Is it clear, everybody? Let's go for the next. These are very easy condition which says that, let's go for example first, because let's make it more clearer. Okay, he is an individual who is controlling A Limited. Okay, controlling means he is having the decision making power. Okay, and which means they are associate enterprise. Individual is controlling a limited, which means they are associate enterprise. Is this clear? Yes, this is clear. Now the same individual or his relative, right, the same individual or his relative is controlling B limited, which means they are also associate enterprise. Now tell me, is there any relationship between A and B? Yes, they would also be known as associate enterprise. There would be a relationship between them. A and B limited are also associate enterprise. Is it clear, everybody? Let's go for, there is again same thing repeated, but we have to take out the individual and put it HEF instead of individual. Let's go for the next example. Next example says that there is HEF. HEF is controlling X limited. Is it clear? Yes, there is something relationship between them, right? Now the same member of HEF or relative of HEF is controlling Y limited, right? So the relationship between X and Y would be, tell me, associate enterprise. Is it clear, everybody? Now this says, another condition says that if AOP, BOI or partnership, if AOP, BOI or partnership are having 10% or more of partner sharing ratio, then also there would be a relationship called associate enterprise relationship. Okay, now last but not least, the condition says that any other reason prescribed by CBDT, right? If any other reason is prescribed by CBDT, then that reasons would also come in this criteria of associate enterprise. So hope you get to know about associate enterprise, what are associate enterprise, and what are going to be the conditions of associate enterprise. Hope it is clearer, right? If not, please let me know in the comment section. Let's go back to the definition of international transaction again. Okay, so now let's read it again. As per section 92B, what? As per section 92B, international transaction means the transaction between two or more associate enterprise. Either one or both are non-resident. Now you are very much familiar with this word transaction. I already explained you, right? Transaction is covered, right? Okay, associate enterprise is covered, and you know who is non-resident. Okay, now in our next, so this was today's topic, guys. Hope you understand a bit. If not, let me know in the comment section. Okay, and today's topic was up to this. We'll meet soon, we'll meet again. I'll keep keep uploading regular videos on this channel, so please let me know if you like the video. And one more thing I'll say, don't ever try to give up. Okay, we are here to give, not to give up, right? We can give so many things to people who actually really need. If you want to give something, at least give a simple smile. I hardly see people who are smiling.